Good morning, students. I hope and pray that all of you are keeping fine at home. And by now, you might have seen your result also. So, see that one more thing you have to see that this time rank has not been given. Pass or fail is not indicated in the report card. It doesn't mean that this exam is not important. No, it was and it is important. Uh, by now, also you know that which subject you have less mark and in which subject you have done well. Seeing all this, you try to improve upon and especially the technicality of the exam, online exam, you have to be very careful. What called answering the objectives questions, the all the processes, and sending it, and all that is important. Beside that, you need to understand the subject matter, what you are answering. We have come across that many of you are just copying the answer which are there in the book, which you have done in the homework copy, just making a scrap and then sending it. That is not the way. We are not telling to copy it. We don't expect that. You need to understand the subject matter. And so online classes, you must attend it. Videos that we are sending to you on our school website, you must watch and try to understand it. Otherwise, it will be difficult in further classes. See, the situation will not be like this. Surely, one day, situation will improve and we will be in the classroom. And you will be in the next class. And in next class, unless you do in the previous classes, the higher classes, it will be very difficult. And so, in lesson 1 of the civics, we have seen the local self-government in rural area. And in the local self-government, we have seen in rural area Panchayati Raj system. And in Panchayati Raj system, there are 3 tiers system of government, 3 layers of government. That is Gram Panchayat, Block Samiti and Jila Parishad. Gram Panchayat, Block Samiti and Jila Parishad. These are the 3 layers. Therefore, it is known as 3-tier system of government. Panchayati Raj system has 3-tier system. 3-tier means 3 layers, 3 layers of government. What are they? Gram Panchayat, Block Samiti and Jila Parishad. Okay, please remember this. And we have explained enough and more. And so please now, if you don't understand all these things, please go back to the lesson, read it at least once. If you have any problem, ask me. Today we will begin the local self-government in urban areas. Urban areas. What do you mean by urban area? Urban area means developed area where the most of the facilities of livelihood, living condition is improvised, has been improvised. For example, roads, transport system, communication system, the hospital, schools, park, railway lines, the post offices, market, electricity, water supply, and all the market system, all things have been developed in that area. That kind of situation, that kind of atmosphere is known as an urban area. And where people have good living condition. And so these areas are known as urban area. Whereas in rural area, things have not been improved. In that is village area, interior area, away from the town, away from the market. So those kind of areas are known as urban area. Now rural area, now we are going to discuss on the urban local self-government. In the previous chapters, we learnt about the Panchayati Raj system that provides good administration in the rural area, village area, undeveloped area or underdeveloped area. Yes. Cities and towns are thickly populated and so they have more issues to take care. They need large hospitals, large market, big markets. Today we have got the malls and the supermarkets and all that. Schools, colleges, good roads, transportation system, communication system, health and hygiene, entertainment, all those things are taken care in the urban areas. That is well provided, well facilitated. Do you understand? So those kind of areas, this kind of environment is known as urban area. The people living in cities and towns also elect their representatives, as in the village. They choose their representatives, the members of the Gram Panchayat, the members of the Jila Parishad, members of the Panchayat, Block Samiti and all that. They choose, people they choose. So also in the urban area, people of urban area choose their representatives and form an urban local self-government so that all their needs are taken care of. The 74th amendments of the Act, that is law in the Constitution, 1992 provided constitutional status of to the municipalities. Constitutional status. That means the municipality has been incorporated in the constitutional law. And so municipalities. The purpose of having municipal corporation in a country is to create an effective, responsive, democratic and accountable local self-government system, local governance system. Please underline this thing. What is the purpose of creating municipalities and municipal corporation? This is the answer to this. What is the aim of why we need to have municipalities and municipal corporation? Answer is here. The purpose of having municipal corporation or municipalities in a country is to create an effective, responsive, democratic and accountable local self-government system. There are three main types of municipalities. Municipal corporation is the biggest one in the metropolitan cities, municipalities in the small cities and towns, and town area committee or Nagar Panchayat, underdeveloped town area. The town which has been, or call it in simple language, semi-towns, small town, not big town. Okay, small town, big town and metropolitan cities and metropolitan cities. So these are town area committee or Nagar Panchayat. So these are the three types of municipalities. Why we have municipalities? This is the answer I have told that earlier. So this is the point of discussion for us in this lesson. So one by one we will take up for our discussions. Number one is municipal corporations. The highest one. From high to low we are going, not the low to high. I think we should discuss from the down to the how it develops. Okay. Okay. As it is in the book, the municipal corporation. Municipal corporation or the Mahanagar Palika. Mahanagar Palika or municipal corporation is local self-government body that caters, that look after, that provide services to urban areas with a population of about more than 1 million. 1 million. So in our Kolkata is a metropolitan city. Kolkata is a metropolitan city and it has got municipal corporation. So there are so many things corporation is handling about, from the gutter to the universities. Okay, so many things are there. So one by one we have to tell them. So many things are there. So many work they are doing. The members are elected through voting by registered voter ID. So those who have got registered voter ID only vote for the members of the municipal corporation. The city is divided into wards. As we have in Rampurhat, we have Rampurhat is a town, small town, not big town, small town. It has been divided into various wards. Whole town is divided into ward, different sections. Each ward has one elected member, ward councillor, ward councillor. We call it one councillor. So ward member. The ward elected members. The total number of wards in a city depends on population of that city. So how big the number of ward is elected according to the number of people living in that particular town. The urban self-governing body in Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and other major cities are municipal corporation. They have got the municipal. We have municipalities. The four major cities or metropolitan cities, they have got municipal corporation. And besides these four, there are many other who have been developed like a corporation. We have also Siliguri, municipal corporation. Also other cities like composition, how members are composed of, or the municipal corporation body, how they compose of, what is made of. The members of the municipal corporations are directly elected by the registered voters of that city for a term of 5 years. For the period of 5 years. These members are known as the councillors. These members are known as the councillors. Next one is the councillors are elected, elect a mayor. Councillors, the elected members elect the mayor. So elected members elect the mayor and deputy mayor from among themselves. Among themselves they elect. The mayor presides over the meetings of the corporations. The mayor, also called Mahapaur, is the first citizen of that city. Mahapaur is the first citizen of it. Like president is the first citizen of our country. So also Mahapaur is the first citizen of that particular city. Always we have don't misunderstand with the single citizenship and the citizen of that city. Only the members is not citizen. We have got various citizenship. No, we have one citizenship, Indian citizenship. Various committees are set up to look after the day-to-day work of the corporation, like the water supply committee, public health committee, district planning committee, sanitation committee, among others. There are so many here, few are given. Municipal commissioner is also appointed by the state government. He or she holds the office for a term of 5 years. The commissioner has all the executive powers of the corporations. He or she acts as a link between the state government and the municipal corporation. Besides Mahapaur, we have got the commissioner, municipal commissioner, appointed by the government. But the mayor is appointed by the or elected by the members of the elected body, that is ward members there. Next one is the elected representatives also elect some experienced and eminent citizens who are known as the aldermen. This is important one, aldermen. I will discuss this about the aldermen in the next video. Some seats in the municipalities and municipal corporations are reserved for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, backward classes and women representatives. Members of parliament and the members of legislative assembly from the city also become members of the corporation. So all this I'll continue from here next. Okay, so thank you very much.